What's up, everybody? JT Dangerously. Once again, I am back for my college football playoff semifinals and finals predictions. Now, this is the final 4 games of the college football bowl season, and it is all about the national championship with 2 semifinal games, and those winners go on to this year's college football playoff national championship and fight for the trophy. So I'm very excited to do these predictions. I'm going to be talking about all of these 4 teams and my opinions on the college football playoff selection committees in this video. So hope you guys do enjoy this video. Now, our record not finishing up our week 14 of the college football season on Saturday. We are right now a perfect 9-0 record with 1 game remaining, and that's the Army-Navy game next Saturday. So hopefully on Saturday, Army will get it done and we'll finish up the regular season for the first time ever 10-0. Hopefully. Now, before I begin, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching all of these college football predictions on my channel this year, especially last week's college football predictions. You guys blew up that video with over 201 plus views. You guys super kicked that like button 7 times, and we had over 36 plus comments from you, fantastic college football fans, representing your teams, representing your picks, and your opinions on everything that is college football. So I do want to thank you guys so very much for doing that, and hopefully in these 2 college football predictions I put up, you guys will show your love by watching the video, super kicking that like button, and showing your representing your teams in the comments. If they're in bowl games this year, represent them. If not, still represent them. Your picks and your opinions in the comment section down below. Now, if you have not checked out my first video I put up today, my full college football bowl predictions, definitely go check that out so you know who I'm picking in all the other individual bowl games, and 4 of the New Year's 6 bowls. And hopefully you guys will show your love in that video and in this video as well. Now, we are at 250 plus subscribers now on the channel, so I do want to thank you guys so very much for supporting. To new subscribers, thank you guys for super kicking that subscribe button, and welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. It's absolutely great to have you guys here. And to my longtime subscribers, thank you guys for sticking around, supporting the channel, and as always, killing it. Now, this is your first time watching my channel as a first-time viewer, and this is your first video. Boy, you picked a good one if you're ready for the college football playoff. Welcome to the Dangerous Alliance. I am JT Dangerously, and welcome to the club, because this club is just whoop, whoop. Again, thank you guys so very much. Now, other than that, let's get right into these college football playoff predictions. Now, let's start off with the first matchup. It is the first. This is the first semifinal game, and it is a rematch of last year's college football playoff national championship, featuring the #1 team in the nation and the reigning college football playoff national champions coming out of the ACC. They are the ACC champions, the Clemson Tigers, versus the very surprising #4 ranked, the team that did not win their championship game, coming out of the SEC, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, if you remember last year, Alabama and Clemson played each other, in which Clemson won their first national championship in over 50 years, and now they're coming in looking to defend it. Now, starting off with Clemson, they're coming off a blowout win. Blowout win against a very good Miami Hurricanes team, and let me just say this to Miami Hurricanes fans, you guys will be back here definitely next year. I do have a good feeling this team is on the rise, even though they lost 38-3. Miami is going to get back to the ACC championship next season. That's my bold prediction right now. But Clemson looked good. They started off hot. Their defense, maybe the best defense right now in the college football playoff. And they're also coming in 12-1. They're looking to repeat as the national champions, and they're looking to knock off Bama once again to get there. Then on the other side, you have the surprising #4 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, who are coming off their last loss to the Auburn Tigers in the Iron Bowl a few Sundays ago in Week 13. And coming from me, now when I heard this on ESPN, I was like, how? How is Bama here if they haven't won they did not win the conference championship? Again, teams like Ohio State, who deservedly won the Big Ten Conference on Saturday over the then undefeated Wisconsin, should have been here. Honestly, Bama has no business being in this college football playoff. They lost to Auburn. They were not in the SEC championship game. Ohio State won the Big Ten by beating Wisconsin, and they have a better resume than Bama. Bama's big win this season may have been against, well, they really don't have a big-time win on their resume. Ohio State has beaten teams like Penn State. They beat Michigan. Yeah, they've lost to Oklahoma and Iowa, but they had a much better resume here. And have Alabama here is an outrage coming from me. And I'm not even an Alabama or Ohio State fan. I feel bad for Ohio State because they could have been the first ever 2-loss team in this playoff, but they went with, once again, Tricky Nicky and the Crimson Tide, which again I don't agree with. And let me just say this to the selection committee: with this blunder, you have to expand the playoff now. You cannot do 4 teams now. Coming from me, I would expand it to 6 because this is utter bullshit coming from me that Bama's even here and Ohio State's not. I feel bad for Ohio State for not getting in because they beat Wisconsin. Alabama was at home watching the game. They were not even in the conference championship, and they're here. But I digress. So, coming from me in this first semifinal matchup to see who will go to the college football playoff on January the 8th, this one's tough. Again, Bama has no business being here. No offense to any Bama fans out there, but you know it and I know it. They don't deserve to be here. Ohio State does because they've beaten better teams and Alabama hasn't this season. That's just facts. So coming from me in this matchup, this one's tough. Again, I picked Bama last year against Clemson and they let me down. But this Clemson team is really good. I mean, Dabo Swinney has got this team going, hitting on all cylinders. Kelly Bryan had a big-time game, and their defense is looking sharp. So coming from me in this semifinal matchup, I am taking the number 1 ranked and the reigning champions, the Clemson Tigers, to knock off the number 4 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide. And now the second semifinal matchup, it is the number 2 ranked and the Big 12 champions, my Oklahoma Sooners, facing the number 3 ranked and the SEC champions, the Georgia Bulldogs. Now, the Oklahoma Sooners are coming off a big win over TCU in the Big 12 championship game on Saturday with a 41-17 victory. Baker Mayfield, let me just say it, Baker Mayfield is winning this year's Heisman Trophy for sure. We had over 4 touchdowns. Lincoln Riley winning his first Big 12 championship since he took the job over from Bob Stoops. Gotta say, Lincoln Riley, is Big 12's Coach of the Year. He has taken over the reins of where Bob Stoops left off, and now this team is right at the cusp of the College Football Playoff National Championship. And coming from me, this Oklahoma team is maybe the best team right now. Other than Clemson, Oklahoma is the best team. Offense-wise, defense-wise, receiving-wise. And when you have Baker Mayfield, if you're down in a game, you always trust in Baker Mayfield to get them back. And Oklahoma has a fantastic chance. And I'm so happy to be a fan of the Sooners this season, to be so close to another national championship with a first-year coach, which would say a lot. Then on the other side, you have the Georgia Bulldogs are coming off a big win in the SEC championship against Auburn on Saturday, beating them handily, 28-7, in which the Dogs beat the dog shit out of Auburn, just like Auburn did to them in the regular season. So they got their revenge. Jake Fromm had a big-time game. Nick Chubb, Sony Michel had big-time games on the ground. And their defense definitely stepped up against a lot of people's opinions, the best team in college football in Auburn. So coming from me in this second semifinal matchup, and this one's going to be tough because I know there's a lot of Georgia fans out there, and there's a lot of Oklahoma Sooner fans out here, and this is going to be a slobber knocker. It's Jake Fromm, the freshman, versus Baker Mayfield, the veteran. You got the defense. You got all those weapons for Oklahoma. You got Kirby Smart against Lincoln Riley. This one's going to be a fantastic semifinal matchup, and whoever wins this absolutely deserves to be in the national championship game. So coming from me in this matchup, man, this one's tough. Both of them are coming in 12-1 as well. So coming from me, I'm going to go with my team. I think this Oklahoma team is destined to win the national championship this year. I mean, Baker's going to win the Heisman. It would make sense that Oklahoma would win the national championship. So coming from me in this second semifinal matchup, I am taking my Oklahoma Sooners to defeat the Georgia Bulldogs and move on to the College Football Playoff National Championship. And now the final matchup, it is the College Football Playoff National Championship featuring the number 1 ranked Clemson Tigers versus the number 2 ranked Oklahoma Sooners. Now, this is going to be a fantastic matchup. It's Kelly Bryan versus Baker Mayfield. It's Dabo Swinney versus Lincoln Riley. It's Clemson looking to go back-to-back national champions, and Oklahoma looking to win their first title in a couple years. So this one's going to be a monumental national championship game. It's going to be a lot. It could be as good as last year's national championship game, but this could be even bigger. I think this one's going to be good. It's going to be all about Clemson's defense and their high-speed offense against Baker Mayfield and his clutch play and all of his weapons on the offense and on the defense. Their defense has definitely stepped up in Norman. So coming from me in this college football playoff national championship game, again, I would not be surprised Clemson wins, but coming from me as an Oklahoma Sooner fan, this is not me being biased. I just think this Oklahoma Sooners team is maybe the best college football team in the world right now. And with those kind of weapons, I just think Oklahoma is going to get it done. So coming from me in this matchup for the national championship, I am taking the number 2 ranked Oklahoma Sooners to defeat the number 1 ranked Clemson Tigers to win another national championship for Oklahoma. And those are my college football playoff semifinals and finals predictions. Now, I hope you guys did enjoy these predictions. Comment below, who do you have winning these 2 semifinal games? Who do you have between Clemson and Alabama? Who do you have between Georgia and Oklahoma? I would love to see your guys' opinion on that. Let's have a conversation, of course. Of course, as always, comment your picks down below. And as always, put your opinions out there. Let's have a conversation about it. Of course, I'm always on to see your comment, like it, and of course, reply right back to you, because comments are absolutely always welcome on this channel. Now, I do want to thank you guys so very much for watching this video today. Now, before you go, you can never forget to do this. That like button, comment, share with friends. Of course, super kick that like button like only you guys can. And of course, you can never forget to do this as well. That subscribe button to become part of this bigger and dangerous alliance. And I will see you guys Tuesday for my Week 14 NFL predictions. Later days and peace.